I used to be a Notion user. I had integrations, templates, and seamless cloud synchronization. But then I started to think about my data privacy, and I don't want to share my data with big tech. It's been around 1 year since I migrated from Notion to Anytype, and I haven't looked back ever since. Today I want to talk about why the move from a cloud-based to an offline-first architecture changed how I manage my knowledge, and the trades-off you need to consider before making the migration yourself. The biggest feature for me was security, of course. Notion is incredible for collaborations, but is centralized cloud service. Your data lives on their servers. With Anytype, the architecture is fundamentally different. It uses end-to-end encryption with a private key that only I can hold. Even the creators of Anytype can't see what's inside my vault. That level of digital privacy is something you just don't get with big tech. Plus, as someone who uses Arch Linux, having a tool that especially feels native and works seamlessly on my setup, without needing a heavy wrapper that eats all my memory. Beyond privacy, there are 3 things that make Anytype feels alive compared to Notion static pages. First, the graph view. Instead of just a list of folders, I can see how my coding nodes, my reading lists, and my projects tasks are interconnected. It turns a flat database into a web of knowledge. Second, there is no cloud quota anxiety. Because the vault lives on my device, I don't have to worry about hitting a storage limit or paying for an extra tier just because I added some high-resolution photography assets. Offline first, I can work in a plane, in a remote cabin, or just when my IACP is acting up and my workflow doesn't break. Everything is there instantly. But of course, the tool is not perfect. There's a cost to this level of control, and it comes in 2 forms: complexity and responsibility. The learning curve is steeper. Notion uses pages, Anytype uses objects and relations. You aren't just writing text, you are building a graph. It takes a few weeks to stop thinking in terms of folders and start thinking in terms of interconnected nodes. And then there's the responsibility factor. This is the most important part. Because your data is local, you need to remember to back up your databases. If your hard drive dies and you haven't set up a manual backup, that data is gone forever. There is no contact support to recover your lost nodes. So should you switch? If you are part of a large team that needs real-time collaboration, editing, Google Calendar integrations, and automated Zapier workflow, stay with Notion. It is a powerhouse for a reason. But if you are an individual who prioritizes digital privacy, absolute control over your files, and wants a knowledge base that grows organically through connections, then Anytype is the way to go. Of course, there are some other alternatives like Obsidian, but I didn't use it, so if you was using this in the past, you can write below comments how you feel about that. If you are thinking about moving to other app than Notion, don't do that just because you saw some nice setup on the internet. Think about backups, of course, use cases, and maybe this is not even necessary.